Then they turn and post him like that's where they want to go with the basketball, but not really. What they want to do is they want to get to what they used to run under Mike D'Antoni. We stop it right there. You've got a shooter. There's the shooter right there, and it's because Carmelo, who started low, posting up the basketball, winds up now coming out wide. Now when you see the guy penetrate down the middle, screener rolls to the basket, what defender's going to take him? That's a decision that you have to make. The throwback to Carmelo, he faces up and hits the long jump shot. So it's the original stuff they ran under D'Antoni with a little bit of camouflage. He camouflaged it.
Knicks are up by 8. Orlando with just 2 field goals the last 7.5 minutes. 2 for 10 over that stretch. Big Baby Davis gets down low. He scores and draws the foul.
Davis is so good at bringing the ball up on the other side of the rim. He knows he doesn't elevate well. Normally you see him come to the other side of the rim. But here he figures he can get up over the top of Novak. He leans in that time, draws the contact, and makes the shot. Earlier we saw him try to use the rim to protect it from the shot blockers, and he missed the wide open layup.
Novak on the foul. Big Baby only a 67% free throw shooter. 3-point play for Davis, who filling in for Dwight Howard the other night on that loss at Detroit, had a career-high 31 points. Smith off the dribble, working on Turgeon, who gets it to Novak. Here's Smith open from the wing for 3.
Did you see Wafer run out and close out to Novak to take away his right hand? But then what happened is you wind up having JR pop back, and he's wide open for the next 3 minutes.
Turgeon lost it. Smith with the steal. Novak for 3. Yes. And the Knicks 7 of 10 for beyond the 3-point line.
Knicks, number 3 in the league at points off turnovers. They force a lot of steals, they force those turnovers, and there they go out scoring points in transition.
Knicks up by 11. 4 minutes into the second quarter. Wafer nearly got caught. Shot clock to 4. Davis. Whoa.
Tough basket that time.
Big Baby has 11. He's the high man for the Magic. Douglas with a nice pass for Harrelson.
Ron Wafer got caught guarding the man in the deep opposite corner. Never realized he had role responsibilities for the guy coming down the lane.
Orlando, usually an excellent defensive team under Stan Van Gundy. In fact, they allow just under 93 points a game, 4th in the league. But that has not been the case as Wafer hits the 3. In recent games, they have had their problems defensively, but of course, a lot of that had to do with Dwight Howard sitting out in the last 2. And that's an offensive foul on J.R. Smith.
Dwight Howard affects so many parts of your defense. Obviously, he's a shot blocker. He challenges and makes people change their shots. He's a major rebounder, so you don't get second shot opportunities. Points in the paint get cut down. So having him out for a couple games is really going to affect. But it all starts with guarding the basketball. And that's what Stan Van Gundy said. We do not guard the basketball well, so people are blown by us.
Well, Stan the other day saying we don't play good defense when Dwight Howard is out. We don't play good defense when he's on the floor.
That's a problem.
Yes. Carmelo Anthony has checked back in. The Knicks up by 8. Orlando in possession. Jameer Nelson is back at the point. Nelson and Reddick in the back. Oh, shit! Tip was good.
Reddick's lucky because he had the opportunity to go one more dribble. He took off a little bit too soon. Didn't make that floater.
Davis with the tip. He has 13 points. Turgeon right into the body of Novak. Anthony guarded by Davis. As Carmelo off the fake, and he is fouled by Davis.
Carmelo is playing very, very hard. He's playing with an enthusiasm about him. And in that instance right there were touches by 2 or 3 other Knicks, and then with about 9 left on the 24-second clock, that's when it got back to Carmelo in that mid-post area, 2 steps off the lane. That's where he likes to turn and face, and it puts such pressure on the defender.
Carmelo Anthony, 80% free throw shooter. Well, the race to the playoffs is here. You can watch all the live NBA action with NBA League Pass. Go to NBA.com/League Pass to learn more. See Dwight Howard returning, coming on for Davis, who hears the cheers from this crowd. 13 points for Glenn Davis. Dwight Howard played the entire first quarter, 0 for 2 from the field, plus 3 turnovers. Tyson Chandler returns. He's playing with 2 fouls. The Knicks at 27-27. Milwaukee just a game behind the 8th place Knicks. And with Howard sitting out, as you see, Magic outscored 25-14. Orlando has lost 4 straight, equaling their longest losing streak of the season. The last time they lost 5 in a row was June of 2007. They have to go back 5 years for a 5-game losing streak. Let's say January. It was fast straight in June. Well, you could in the compressed season.
At least you're in the finals,
yes,
right?
That's true. Perhaps the conference finals and the finals. Unless it's talking about 5 out of 9. All right, here is Anthony. Oh, gets the nice hop. The Knicks have hit their last 7 shots.
You look at this group on the floor for New York. You got Shumpert, who's an excellent defender, so athletic. J.R. Smith, so athletic, can get his shot anytime he wants. Carmelo, one of the best one-on-one players in the league. Pretty good offensive group because you have Novak also, who makes threes.
Richardson for 3 as he went for the... Carmelo Anthony went for the fake and landed on the floor. Anthony with a catch and shoot from downtown. The Knicks on fire from 3-point range, and Carmelo Anthony has 14 points. The Knicks 8 of 11 from beyond that 3-point line.
As you mentioned earlier, they are not one of the better 3-point shooting teams, just under 32% from the floor.
They would be what you would call as terminal shoots and hits of 3. The Knicks would be a volume 3-point shooting team.
Well, they do. They take on almost 23 attempts per game, but they're not shooting it all that well, just under 32%, as you said.
Orlando, on the other hand, leads the NBA in 3-point. Oh, there's J.R. Smith. And the Knicks red hot in the second quarter as Smith with 10 points off the bench. Orlando, 38% 3-point shooting team. That's 3rd in the league. And once again, they lead the NBA. Both the 3-pointers made. 3-pointers attempted. They hit an average of 10 a game. Shot clock down to 3. Richardson recovers, gets it on in time as the shot clock buzzer went off.
What great recognition, because first he had to come up with the ball, and then he knew enough that the clock was down to a second when he picked it up. He had to get it up there.
Novak again for 3. Now Orlando has hit 7 of their last 8 shots. The Knicks had hit 9 in a row. Nelson down the lane and blew the layup.
2 layups at the rim, one by Davis, one by Nelson that they've missed. That's what happened at the end of the Dallas game. They missed a big layup.
Another 3. J.R. Smith with his 3rd 3 of the game.
I'm looking at Mike Woodson, and he's like one of those coaches that he's getting ready to say, move the ball. But the last 3 or 4 shots have all gone in. So you can say, okay, good shot.
J.R. Smith with all 13 of his points in this second quarter. The Knicks lead is now just delighted with the fact that he was voted in. Should have been on the first time around last year, but congratulations to Reggie. Joining Sister Cheryl in the Hall of Fame. Here's Jameer Nelson off the mark, rebounded by Shumpert. Aaron Davis is back. Aaron Davis has missed the first 2 months of the season with a back injury. Still bothered by a sore hamstring, which certainly has affected his bursts of energy, and the hamstring has caused other problems. His left knee the other day swelling up. Davis shooting a rainbow, and it's rebounded by Nelson.
I don't think Stan Van Gundy would be pretty happy with that last sequence defensively, because Magic did all the right things. to force the Knicks into a long perimeter shot.
Magic swinging it, coming up short as he continues to struggle, and it's batted out of bounds. Last touch by the Knicks. It'll be Orlando ball as the officials check with each other.
Officials, after consulting, have awarded the ball to the Knicks, so when we get back to action, the Knicks will have the ball. I'm here with Orlando General Manager Otis Smith. Otis, I'm sure you obviously heard what your coach Stan Van Gundy had to say this morning at shoot-around. What was your reaction when you heard that?
Well, no reaction really. I mean, coaches and players have been doing this for years. We just happen to see it play out. Probably in the organization credit that Stan Van Gundy is still our coach and Dwight Howard is still our player, and we're still trying to win basketball games.
Your coach believes that his star player wants him fired. How much confidence can you have that that relationship can continue and work out?
Well, it will have to work out the remainder of this season, and we'll see where both of it end at the end of the season. I mean, I think we just happened to play out in the media. It probably shouldn't have played out in the media, but it did, so we are where we are.
Have you talked to either Stan or Dwight today?
Talked to them both.
What did you tell them?
We had a nice conversation.
Are either of them in any way recalcitrant about what went down today?
I talked to them both. They both listened.
That's where we're going to leave.
Yes, sir.
All right, Otis, thank you for your time. Enjoy the rest of the game. Back to you, Marv.
All right, thank you, David. David Aldridge, the first sideline reporter to use the word recalcitrant.
Let's look at this injury to Hedo Turkoglu. As Carmelo goes up, you see that left arm of Carmelo come down and catch Hedo underneath his right eye, and then we saw the traces of blood there on the ground. There's that left elbow catching him right underneath the right eye. Hedo grabbing it immediately.
And the foul was on Hedo Turkoglu. It's been a rough first half physically for Hedo. Back in the first quarter, he was accidentally tripped up, landed on his elbow.
He's got a lot of minutes on that body, Mark, between the NBA competition and all the years that he's played for his national team. This guy loves playing basketball. He's been a terrific player for so many years, and he's really handled the injury situation very, very well.
From Istanbul, Turkey, he's back for a second run with Orlando. You talked earlier of his strong play back in 2009. He was one of Orlando's most valuable players the year that the Magic made it to the final. I don't know what else Otis Smith could say about what took place. Interesting that he said, well, Dwight Howard